Um, how how to no, that's fucking stupid. Ugh, this is so difficult. Can't think of a fucking video idea. You fucking sack of shit. No, I already did that one. Nobody's gonna watch this anyway. My cocaine. Where's my coke? I come up with my best ideas when I'm on cocaine. Yes. Yes. No, fuck. Only get more cocaine when you come up with an idea. 10 words to cut out of your vocabulary. Yeah, that's a good one. Order a pizza. The delivery driver probably has some cocaine he'll sell me. Mormon or something? A little cocaine, he might have made it on time to give me a warm fucking pizza. It's this drawer full of light bulbs. Hey, wait a minute. God fucking damn it! Today's video is brought to you by X.com. Wait a minute, don't turn off the video. Now, look, they paid me to do this ad, so we've just got to power through it. If you're a writer with a new book or a short story to sell, X.com is one of the best places to market your book with a well-tailored ad campaign. Though you might not think it, X.com is a great place for a writer to find those in love with the written word. You've got terminally online alt-right Gen Zers who add hateful jargon to our lexicon at a rate rivaling Shakespeare. And there are dementia-suffering boomers who have to compose 1,000-word manifestos decrying diversity because they can't be direct and just write the N-word. Visit X.com for more information. Now, you can write incisive, biting dialogue, create relatable internal conflict, establish multiple character arcs that resolve in unique and interesting ways, but if your basic premise is uninspired or unmarketable, you've basically just wasted your life that you should have spent getting laid or getting therapy for the trauma that causes you to seek incessant, meaningless sex. Before I get into the nuts and bolts, I just want to make one thing clear. Like money or bulk and strange, a good idea isn't something that comes to you, it's something you need to seek out. A good book idea should resonate with your readers. Who hasn't, much like Dorian Gray, wished they could stay hot forever and have some dumbass picture of themselves look more and more like shit? A good book should spark curiosity. For example, in the 19th century, the unwashed masses, with no other forms of entertainment, would sit at home at night and wonder where all that wonderful lamp oil that was lighting their homes at night came from, and Melville came along to exploit that curiosity wonderfully. And a good idea should be something you are invested in emotionally. For example, I wrote Canucks Amuck after a road rage altercation I had with a man from Toronto. Step 1. Modify a story that already exists. They say that all stories have already been written. They also say that, essentially, all stories boil down to 3 simple variations. A stranger comes to town, a hero goes on a journey, or Debbie lets the stranger and all the townsmen have their fun now that the hero's gone. So, because all stories already exist, plagiarism isn't really a thing you need to worry about. Your originality will come out in your voice, and your diction, and the weird things you have to say about women, and the amount of slurs you can get away with. Some examples from my own library include 4 Under, which is just Deliverance, except on a golf course instead of the Georgia wilderness, and with mole people instead of hillbillies. And The Altar Boy, which is just The Handmaid's Tale with the gender roles reversed, and if you made it a comedic sex romp. Step 2. Start with the title. For 99% of your future audience, your book title is their first introduction to you. Well, unless you pull a gun on someone at a book signing. Lots of writers will tell you to wait until the end of the writing process to come up with a book title. But sometimes that leaves you with stuff like this. A great title can get your creative juices flowing and boost your confidence. And it really is a key factor in whether your reader buys or passes. Do you think anyone would read To Kill a Mockingbird if they knew it was just about the obvious fact that Southern people are really racist? Would they read The Sun Also Rises if they weren't curious about what's the other thing that rises? Step 3. Rip from the headlines. Stories happen all around us every day, usually to people who are more charismatic and have better cheekbones than us. Murder, escape, victory, disaster. The great thing about these stories is if it's a long read, the research is basically already done for you. My novel, The They-Them Murders, was based on a very long podcast by an underground journalist investigation about a trans man turned serial killer. And even the fact that the podcast turned out to be conspiracy theory nonsense and had maliciously endangered the lives of the entire trans community of Missouri didn't diminish the narrative impact of my fictional story, which was fiction. Lolita is a famous example of a story based on true events. Sally Horner was a 12-year-old girl who made the news when she was abducted and raped. But unlike Lolita, the public just slut-shamed her because people have always been terrible. Which brings me to my next point. You have to be careful about adapting real life. Stories are logical, but real life is mostly stupid and pointless. Husbands and wives kill each other instead of getting a divorce. Politicians try to start war for basically no reason. A TV show host who promised to quit drinking if he got confirmed as Secretary of Defense gets confirmed as Secretary of Defense. Anyway, hopefully you can think of better shit than this. Step 4. Ask yourself, what if? Of course, the most literal interpretation of this is to write alternate histories. What if America hadn't developed the nuclear bomb first? What if Da Vinci had been Pope or whatever? What if the Germans in World War I had realized they could use those pointy hats to impale their enemies? But you can look to the future too. Just take note of the things you use every day and think how they could be made better or worse. I got the idea for The Futility of Flesh by looking at my third wife and wondering what it would be like to erase her mind so she wouldn't know about my first two. These work well because, as I've said, when we read fiction, what we're really asking of the author is to explain to us, what if real life weren't so cruel and worthless? That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll leave you with this week's This Day in Literary History. See you on the next one.